I'm using 2 strands of yarn here because I want a larger flower, and I'm using 4.5 mm hook. You can use 3 or 3.5 mm hook for one strand. So the first row is just work 6 single crochets into the magic ring and slip stitch and chain 1 after end of each row. For row 2, we'll make an increase in every stitch, which means working 2 single crochets into each stitch all around, which will give us a total of 12 stitches or 12 single crochets. For this row, make 1 single crochet in the very first stitch and an increase in the next stitch, and repeat this pattern all around, which will give us a total of 18 stitches. For row 4, make 2 single crochets and then 1 increase. Continue repeating this pattern for the entire row, which will give us a total of 24 single crochets. For this row, make 3 single crochets followed by 1 increase. Repeat this pattern all around. Basically, we are just increasing every row so that we get a perfect circle. For row 6, make 4 single crochets and then 1 increase. Repeat the pattern until the row is completed, which will give us a total of 36 stitches. Now that it's completed, we will fasten off and make another circle using the same pattern in the brown yarn. Now that both circles are ready, place the wrong sides together, and then we will attach our yellow yarn and will begin making the sunflower petals. To begin with the sunflower, we will first make a slip knot and insert our hook through both the circles at the stitch where we joined the row. We will slip stitch first and then we will chain 2. That's our first slip stitch and we are chaining 2, and then we will make a double crochet in the next stitch. Double crochet is just yarn over, insert the hook, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, and then 2 loops left and yarn over and pull through 2. Next we'll make a treble crochet in the same stitch, which is basically just yarn over twice and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Next we need to make a picot stitch by chaining 3 and slip stitching into the first chain. That is basically the peak point of the petal. So that's slip stitch, and then we will just repeat the pattern again. So we'll make a treble crochet into the next stitch, and then we will double crochet into the same stitch where we treble crocheted, and then we will chain 2 and slip stitch into the next stitch. That's our double crochet, that's our chain 2, and then that's slip stitch into the next stitch. So each petal will use 2 stitches, so continue repeating this pattern until you have about 5 or 6 petals left in total. With only a few petals remaining, let's attach the flower stem. Using pliers, bend one end of the stem while leaving the other end straight. Insert the straight end through the center hole of the green circle and pull it through until the bent end sits against the back of the flower. We will secure it using super glue or glue gun. I'm using super glue here because it's very strong, and we need to be very careful while sticking it because it's too strong and it will stick to your skin also, which could rip your skin off. So once the stem is secure, add your fiber filling and continue working the remaining petals. And then we will finish by slip stitching into the first petal. Now let's make the leaf, for which we will require copper wire. So first make a slip knot. Again I'm using 2 strands. If you want you can use 1 strand too. So we will chain 10 first, and then we will measure our copper wire against the chain. We are using copper wire to make sure the leaf is stiff while we stick it to the stem. So measure the copper wire and cut it to the appropriate length. And then we will insert the copper wire through the back loops of the last chain we made, and then we will work a pattern of 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet and 5 double crochets, and again 1 half double crochet, and in the last stitch we will work 3 single crochets. And as we turn around the leaf, we will continue crocheting along the opposite side of the foundation chain by including 2 single crochets on the other side. On the other side, we will repeat the same pattern, which is 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, 5 double crochets, and again 1 half double crochet and 1 single crochet. And then we will slip stitch into the first stitch we started with, and we will chain 1 and cut the yarn. You can make 2 leaves if you are creating a smaller sunflower, but I made 1 since the stem is too long and only 1 leaf would look good in it. On the back of the flower, you'll see the stem attached. Apply glue and wrap yarn, the green yarn, vertically around the upper section of the stem until the flower base is completely covered. Once the stem becomes visible from both the sides, continue wrapping the yarn in a spiral motion while securing it with glue as you go. And we will attach the leaf by twisting its copper wire around the stem, and then we will continue wrapping the green yarn around the stem to cover everything neatly.